Kia ora, I'm Michael and welcome to Cash. We make crypto asset tax easy on the MYOB platform. My two partners today are Raymond and Harshal. For our pitch today, you'll need to understand crypto assets on a basic level. We can treat crypto assets as digital tokens. These tokens can be exchanged for other tokens or real dollars like NZD. And importantly, these tokens are now being traded for goods and services. The global market cap of all crypto assets is now in excess of 1.5 trillion New Zealand dollars, which goes to show the popularity of these tokens. To bring this point a little closer to home, nearly 1.5 million New Zealanders have indicated that they either own or intend to purchase crypto assets. This shows that there is in fact growing popularity in New Zealand for crypto assets. I want to briefly introduce a service called BitPay. BitPay allows customers to spend their crypto assets at the point of sale, whilst the merchant receives the dollar value amount of those crypto assets. BitPay has indicated that there are nearly 1 million of these customer-to-merchant transactions each year. Merchants who began accepting BitPay services saw a 327% return on their investment. The issue with BitPay's current service is that the merchant receives the dollar value amount rather than the cryptocurrency itself. Moving forward, it is expected that crypto payments where the merchant receives the crypto asset will become more popular. However, we fear that small to medium enterprises in New Zealand and Australia will be slow to adopt this. Let's have a look why. There is no question about whether or not this market will exist, as it's already here. It's growing rapidly. The market has grown over 50 times since 2010. The question is what stops SMEs from using crypto assets. It's not the fact they aren't aware or don't understand cryptocurrency and crypto assets. For small to medium enterprises, receiving crypto assets is easy. The key issue is processing tax on these transactions. SMEs don't have access to highly trained staff or accountants to manage the crypto tax, and it's impossible to achieve in existing accounting software like MYOB. Therefore, it's incredibly difficult and there is no easy way to calculate those tax obligations on crypto asset income. Handling tax in general is rather tedious. This is why solutions like MYOB exist in the first place. There are three main considerations that we need to take into account when calculating tax obligations for crypto assets. Firstly, the business needs to know when the crypto assets came into the business's wallet and the amount that was transferred. Secondly, the business then needs to find the New Zealand dollar value of those crypto assets on the date and time that the asset was received. This means manually looking through public exchange data and manually handling this data. Finally, the business needs to manually integrate this information and data into existing accounting software like MYOB. Ultimately, it just means there's a lot of extra work to be done, often discouraging the use of crypto asset in the first place, which can place small to medium enterprises in a less competitive position. I'll now hand over to Harshal.
Thanks, Michael. Let's have a look at our solution. So to overview our solution, Cash simplifies crypto asset tax obligations by automating the process and conversions. It imports blockchain transactions directly from the wallet and stores them in MYOB, streamlining the customer to merchant cryptocurrency payment process. Let's have a look at some of our key features. So our first key feature is that Cash works natively with MYOB, integrating seamlessly with the rest of your accounts, storing the crypto wallet directly as an account on MYOB. Cash extracts key data points such as incoming wallet address, transaction amounts in both New Zealand dollar and the cryptocurrency amount. Our second key feature is understanding how crypto is taxed. It records and stores the crypto pies at the time of receiving, just as needed by IRD. Cash also queries the blockchain and it works with the transactions in historic data so we can get the time of transaction when it was done. All this is stored with the right information required by IRD in order for the business to calculate the tax correctly, all within MYOB itself. Looking at the value propositions, we see that Cash can increase profits from alternative payment methods and revenue streams. Save time and effort by eliminating workarounds like the two-system approach. Instead of having to deal with crypto in its crypto domain and money in the money domain separately, it's done together. Also has a synergistic relationship with existing MYOB infrastructure and solutions. Let's move on to the business case and have a look at the current market. So right now the demand for crypto asset accounting software definitely does exist. If we look at some of the existing solutions, we have stuff like Coinly, but they do not integrate with the traditional accounting software like MYOB. It's hard to do it all together. Looking at our business model, as an extension on the MYOB marketplace, Cash utilizes a subscription and transaction-based pricing model. Cash uses a fixed or flat rate subscription model, charging $9 per month and a combined service transactional fee. Subscription-based pricing allows merchants to very easily integrate Cash into their existing accounting infrastructure without any heavy upfront costs. Keeping the cost low is key. This also mitigates the complexity of having a licensing issue, and the model integrates with MYOB's mission of making life easy for businesses. The transaction pricing is in tier with MYOB and other accounting software. If you look at our target demographic at launch, Cash will be targeting tech-centric and high-profit margin small to medium enterprises as the early adopting target market. Businesses in tech are already probably going to be familiar with crypto assets and using that for transactions, so they'll be very comfortable with delving straight in and using Cash for their transactions. It's just the catalyst we need to get Cash kickstarted. Businesses deal with high profit margin products like art gallery items or creative boutiques will also be part of this early target market and domain. Because they deal with values that are higher in value, customers may be more inclined to use crypto assets, and this will fuel our high velocity adoption rate, which we need at launch. If you look a little bit into our acquisition strategy, our initial acquisition strategy is to create brand awareness. High impact directed ad campaigns flooded to our early adopting target market will drive the growth needed to kickstart Cash. Demonstrating how easy it is to use will be part of our campaign. Our initial strategy is to grow the brand awareness, reaching our customers directly. So to penetrate the market, direct marketing on platforms such as LinkedIn will allow us to reach the target audience. Looking a little bit into our long-term strategy, we want to shift laterally into more customer-focused marketing and customer retention. We will be switching to more of a word-of-mouth marketing strategy. The WOM strategy sees that our early adopters will play a role in driving and fueling the business growth. There may be an incentive or referral program in place for this. This, combined with the already existing ad campaigns from our initial strategy, flooded to a wider demographic, basically all SMEs. We're trying to create a sense of fear of missing out. If you're not on the crypto train, you need to jump on now. Cash makes that easy. Key performance indicators. We have user adoption, then the transaction rate, user retention, and growth rate. Over to you, Raymond.
Thanks, Ashel. In regards to our product timeline, we will aim to finish our prototype in 2 weeks, with full integration into the MYOB development sandbox. In 2 months' time, we will launch a working version supporting Ethereum, a widely available, accessible, and popular crypto asset in circulation today. In the following 6 months, we will then work to incorporate even more crypto asset currencies, starting with popular ones like Bitcoin. And then, as we move forward, a year from now, we will make incremental iterations that slowly improve the product over time. After performing a financial forecast over the following years after launch, it's worth mentioning that we expect to always be profitable due to our usage of API free tiers wherever possible. The majority of spending over all the years will actually be down to marketing that gains and retains customers. In the next financial year, FY23, we expect to be able to bring on a full-time developer to iterate and maintain the product even without a capital raise. We expect more than 100% year-on-year profit growth in FY24 due to increases in revenue through more monthly active users, but consistent costs. Now to look at our proposed prototype. The key to maintaining high availability and fault-tolerant applications whilst reducing maintenance costs is by deploying to serverless infrastructure. For our prototype, we will deploy the front end on Vercel and host all our business domain logic on automations on AWS Lambdas. Our data will be stored on Mongo Atlas for highly scalable data storage. We will query the CoinLayer API for exchange rate information and monitor the Ethereum blockchain through their publicly available SDK. The following images show some of the initial low-fidelity mockups for how our Cash app might actually look like and be displayed in MYOB. We chose a futuristic yet clean-looking color scheme to match that of MYOB, but with its own green accented twist to remind people of both tech and money. Finally, onto the implementation of the prototype. We will first build a user onboarding experience where users can enter their crypto wallet and addresses to import from. We will link this Cash user with the MYOB account and company file through MYOB's OAuth 2.0 endpoints, and then create a Cash asset account in MYOB's chart of accounts. Afterwards, we will build an automation run on AWS Lambda to import blockchain transactions. These can be run daily or hourly depending on business needs and requirements. During this automation, we will apply IID-compliant currency conversions automatically and add these into previously created Cash asset account where users can reconcile these using existing MYOB reconciliation features. Finally, if we have time, we'll also build a better invoicing utility that records spot crypto asset exchange rates for more accurate payments. And that concludes our ideation pitch, and we look forward to being able to share with you our prototype in the very near future. Thanks from the Cash team.